Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Banlist reaction. Anthony joining you once again, and it's been 6 months since we did the last one of these. We were gonna do one for the February Banlist, but my mic was broken at the time, so I couldn't. But we are now here for the May 2022 Banlist, and I am currently the only one here. John is not with me today. He is busy. But I just got word that the lists are up. I literally just woke up, so take that as you will. Let's see what we are dealing with here. Once again, the next update will be in a few months. Thanks, Konami. So we're not seeing anything right off the bat. This list goes into effect today, actually. Wait, what? That's a first. So this is literally in effect right now. Okay, so nothing off the bat. Maxi is still on the list. Thank God. I have seen too much of that card in Master Duel. I think we all have. Let's just scroll down here. What are we dealing with? Nothing in the effect monsters section. Okay. Nothing in the fusions. Link monsters. There's likely going to be something here. They banned Auroradon and they banned Meow Meow. Of course, they reprint Helga Fibrax and then they go and ban Auroradon. Great. Seriously, they finally reprint Helga Fibrax at a reasonable price tag, and then they go and ban Auroradon. Lovely. And then Meow Meow's banned. Prank Kids, that, from what I've seen, that needed to go. So that makes sense. And Verte Anaconda. Okay, that changes what I have in my card on TCG Player right now, but Auroradon, again, I'm a little annoyed at that one because of the fact that they finally reprint Helga Fibrax at a decent price, and then they go and do that. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. And again, Meow Meow Moo, that makes sense. Prank Kids was running around like crazy from what I've heard. And then Verte Anaconda. This is going to hurt a lot of decks that were relying on DPE as a backup plan, but I don't think it's going to hurt like Branded Pure just because of the fact that they really can't go into Verte Anaconda much. So, like, this really just hurts decks that are supplementing their main strategy with, like, DPE or stuff like that. It's not going to hurt anything that is relying on DPE or any of the branded cards as their main game plan. And that's it for the links. Nothing in the synchros. I don't think anything in the Xyz department needed to be banned. Nope. Anything in the spells? Nothing. Nothing in the nothing in the traps. Okay, so 3 Link monsters so far, so there's that. Interesting. But yeah, I had Verte Anaconda in my card on TCG Player, and now I'm gonna have to take that out. Anyways, moving on to the limits, and all the Exodia pieces are still there. Nothing yet. Jet Synchron coming off the list. I'm assuming this is a coinciding hit or a coinciding release to go with the Auroradon thing. Yeah, that would make sense. So Jet Synchron's back at 1. So honestly, I did not play competitively or pay much attention to competitive when Jet Synchron was hit. I was just starting to get into the game at the time, so should be interesting to see what that does. But again, with Auroradon not floating around, I don't think this is going to be a problem. I mean, NBT, did he kind of prove that this could have come back without Auroradon? But that was with Synchron, and I don't know. It seems fine to me, but I could easily be missing something because, again, I am still kind of a noob when it comes to this stuff. They brought Monkey Board off the list. And what else do we have? Red Rose Dragon got limited? Huh? I mean, I know they were using that in those Pile Eldritch builds, but why was this thing limited? Huh? I am very confused right now. Also, Monkey Board coming off the list. On the one hand, I can understand why with Electromite being banned, but on the other hand, this is a 1-card scale. I mean, then again, Pendulum isn't really doing a whole lot right now, so Monkey Board at 1 probably isn't going to break things. Also, I'm sad to see Misk is still at 1. I really would have liked that thing at 2 or 3, just because Dinosaur's the only deck I can afford right now. Mainly because I've already built it. Anyways, moving on down. Yatagarasu has been released! Okay, so that cleans up a little bit of Banlist bloat. For those of you who are instantly panicking right now going, oh, he's gonna break the game! Who cares about the top card of your deck anymore? I mean, MBT has pointed this out repeatedly, that this card absolutely sucks, or it has sucked its entire existence, and the only reason it got banned was because Chaos Emperor Dragon, and the problem there was CED, not Yatagarasu. And honestly, like, after watching, like, History of Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, I'm in agreement with that. Like, Yata was not the problem at all. So, they're finally cleaning off some of the bloat. That's interesting to see. Halka Fibrax is limited. Okay, that does nothing? I mean, people are already playing Halk at 1, so, I mean, outside of maybe extravagance boards, but I haven't seen one of those in a long time. So, this nonsense, it's a nonsensical hit. Like, it's not going to do anything. It's really just lip service, as my phone is ringing. Lovely. What else? Shooting Riser Drop? Excuse me? First Red Rose and now this? I must have not been paying enough attention to the pile Eldritch builds, because I have no idea why those were hit. But Hulk to 1 is still interesting. I'm just looking at that like, what the hell? Change of Heart? Wait. Excuse me? They brought back Change of Heart. Okay, I think I know what I'll be throwing in my TCG player cart here in a moment. Change of Heart is limited now. What the hell? What is going on with this list? I don't even know anymore. I don't know what to say. Okay, what's the next big hit? Come on, show me something crazy. Time Seal brought off the list. This card is absolutely terrible, similar to Yatagarasu, so this is completely fine. So they actually brought Yata and Time Seal off the list. Wow. And then Change of Heart off the list. Good God. Now what's in the semi-limits? Malicious is still at 2. Dynamite Knight is now at 2. I mean, this makes sense. It's a quarantine hit. Dynamite Knight definitely, between Masterpiece and him, from what I've seen, is the more powerful of the two. Because, I mean, people are packing all sorts of answers for unkillable bunguses nowadays. So, yeah, Masterpiece really wouldn't do too much. So, Dynamite Knight coming to 2, that actually kind of makes sense in my opinion. Cyber Angel Ben 10 getting brought up to 2 with Eva getting banned. I mean, Drytron isn't really doing a whole lot, so that second copy of Ben 10 is going to be actually pretty nice for them. So, I'm honestly okay with that, but not 100% sure. Who is texting me? Also, Tanky got brought off to 2. I guess Tri-Brigade really wasn't doing a whole lot, so cool, I guess. So, interesting. Fusion Destiny is still semi-limited. I don't understand why this thing was semi-limited. It makes absolutely no sense. Nadir Servant still semied. Pot of Desires is semi-limited. They're rolling that one back real quick. That one made absolutely no sense. So, yeah. Light Stage is now semied, and Wall of Revealing Light is now semied. So, Light Stage, I think the fear for keeping it limited recently was Dragoon, it being a 1-card Dragoon combo, but basically every deck has a 1-card Dragoon combo if they're playing it, so, like, or there's, like, a ton of them, I should say, so who cares? And besides, when's the last time Trickstar did anything? And also, Wall of Revealing Light, I think this was put on the list for, like, last turn reasons, but that card is unplayable even on the list, so, this is probably fine, and considering the fact it's a continuous trap, you can't even search it out with Trap Tricks, so whatever, who cares? And then going down to the unlimits. Night Assailant, that was brought off the list because of the fact that it got an errata, even though it could have come back without the errata. Trishula coming off the list. This also means that Psy-Frame Omega could probably come off the list, because, I mean, if you're able to make 3 level 8 synchros, or in this case 3 level 9 synchros with Trishula, and you're able to hand loop your opponent, you probably deserve to win the game anyways, especially with Trishula, because that requires 2 non-tuner monsters, so if you're able to make 3 of those, you deserve to win the game instantly. Omega may be a little more concerning, but I am of the stance that Omega probably could come off the list with no problem, but Trishula is off at the moment. Mirage Stallion is no longer on the list. That's, I mean, okay. Who is texting me and will you shut it? Anyway, so Mirage Stallion's not on the list. That makes sense. Salaman Great wasn't doing anything. And besides, I'm pretty sure this card was like not even played in Salaman Great builds from what I'm seeing anymore, just because of DP or something. I don't know. Hero Liz being brought off the list, that's completely fine. If it was doing nothing at 2, it's not going to do anything at 3. Circle's no longer on the list. Scapegoat's no longer on the list. Again, we're just seeing all those quarantine hits getting moved up to 3. And that is it. Okay, so immediate reactions to the overall list. Going back down. Scapegoat, Circle, Hero Lives, Mirage Stallion, Trishula, Night Assailant, all fine. No qualms there. Mirage Stallion and Circle, especially with Blaze Dragon getting released, kind of make me want to play Salmon Great here, so I'm going to have to go digging for lists for those. Wall of Revealing Light, that's fine. I mean, whatever. Trickstar Light Stage, fine. Desires, that limit made no sense, so whatever. Nadir Servant and Fusion Destiny, again, why are these things semied still? Tenki, Ben 10, those are completely fine. Those decks that they support aren't really doing a whole lot right now. Dynamite Knight is possibly concerning, but with Masterpiece off the list, or on the list, maybe it's not going to be too much of a problem, since you only have to worry about this guy, not both him and Masterpiece at the same time. We shall see. Malicious at 2, I mean, this is pretty much standard at this point. Time Seal wasn't going to do anything important. Change of Heart is potentially frightening, but we'll see what happens. Shooting Riser Dragon, I don't know what that was for. Somebody's going to have to explain that to me. Hulk, limiting it makes no sense because people were already playing it at 1 anyways. Yada getting limited, again, makes sense. Red Rose Dragon, same thing as Riser Dragon. Monkey Board, possibly frightening, but I mean, without Electromite, maybe it won't be a problem, and maybe at 1 it's fine, I don't know. Jet Synchron, this was a hit that coincided with Helka Fibrax and Auroradon, so with one of those 2 pieces gone, it probably could come back, I guess. And then in the bans, Auroradon getting banned. Kind of annoyed about this because they finally reprint Helka Fibrax at a reasonable price tag, and then they go and do this. And then Verte Anaconda, this thing needed to go, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, MBT explained this, so I'm just going to, pretty well, so I'm just going to reiterate what he said. It's not a very, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not a very, what's the word I'm looking for here? Well, I'm thinking of that. Meow Meow Moo, again, Prank Kids was running around with the Adventure Engine floating around now, so this getting banned makes sense. Verte, basically, the style of gameplay it encouraged was if your main combo is interrupted, just go into DPE if you have 2 effect monsters on your side of the field, and that was not particularly fun to deal with, so, yeah, this makes sense. Like, I'm honestly surprised it took this long considering how broken we all used to think Dragoon was, but DPE was the card that did it in, so that is interesting. So those 3 are off the list. People are going to have to re-engineer what they're going to end up doing with Helka Fibrax now. I mean, with Auroradon gone, I don't think Helka Fibrax is going to be too bad, especially if it's at 1, but again, that thing makes no sense. I don't know. I'm just speaking nonsense at this point, I guess, but nah, whatever. I now have a useless copy of Auroradon lying around, and I still have that copy of Electromite I bought when I thought it was going to come off the list under a year ago last year. Whoops, but whatever. So Auroradon banned, Auroradon, Meow Meow Moo, and Verte banned. Jet Synchron, Monkey Board, Red Rose Dragon, Helka Fibrax, Shooting Riser Dragon, Change of Heart, Yada, and Time Seal all limited. Dynamite Knight, Ben 10, Tanky, Pot of Desires, Light Stage, Wall of Revealing Light all at 2, and then Night Assailant, Trishula, Mirage Stallion, Hero Lives, Salmon, Great Circle, and Scapegoat all at 3. So, quickly going over kind of the hits I actually really like. Mirage Stallion and Circle are pretty decent in my opinion because I have wanted to play Salmon Great for a while, so 3 Circle seems pretty decent. Ben 10 to 2, it's at least a good trend towards the fact that Drytron isn't necessarily as broken anymore, especially with Eva getting banned. I'm still trying to engineer that thing as an OTK deck, so 2 Ben 10 might help. We'll see what happens, though. Tanky going up to 2, that's going to be fun for Tri-Brigade, even though the ceiling on that deck is pretty low. Change of Heart's going to be interesting to watch. Yeah, really the ones I'm looking at are Ben 10 and Mirage Stallion Circle, but that's just because I am a recent-minded, what's the word I'm looking for here? Enigma, let's call it that. So, yeah, overall interesting list. Yeah, take what you will from it, and we will see you back here in a few months. Konami, please stop saying that. Give us a reasonable timeline for this nonsense. But in the meantime, that will do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw here today. If you did, there's a little red button. You can push it down below to show that. And, yeah, this is just popping up out of nowhere instantly. And ironically, there's going to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Video on Friday this week, so look forward to that. That will, of course, be played with the old Banlist, since that was from a stream from last week. And, yeah, I will have to go start, experimenting with Drytron with 2 Ben 10 and Salads with, 3 Circles. So, I'm gonna go do that. In the meantime, that will do it for this video. Peace out, y'all.